Okie, Itamexkanatoni, good morning. It is coming along toward 11 o'clock in the AM on Wednesday, June 26th, I believe, 2019. In the latter half of the lunar cycle, Apis Tishkit Satos, the flower moon, which is our second summer lunar cycle. And I'm coming to you this morning from the north end of the Blood Reserve, just one coulee canyon over from my good friend Morris Crow's place. Some of you longtime subscribers might remember Morris from early martial arts videos in my basement at Riverstone Residence. Morris and I did a lot of sparring, a lot of knife fighting and stuff. Any case, he has a ceremony that goes out at his place every year and has for some time. It's a piercing Sundance ceremony that his dad started. And as they're starting to come together this year, they're going to be building their dance arbor, fixing their dance arbor up over the next few days, and things are going to get started here. A bunch of people from locally and around the world are going to coalesce and undertake this ceremony to make blood and flesh offerings. While they're getting ready to do this, there's a big mama rattlesnake that keeps showing up on the scene, showing up in their outhouses, showing up right in their dance arbor. And this morning it was back in the dance arbor again. They gave me a call and asked if I would come out and take care of it for them. So I did. I came out, and sure enough, Big Mama here was right out in the middle of, like, when I got there, she was just stretched out in the middle of the dance arbor, which also happens to be the middle of a ground squirrel colony. So many things are going on there at once. And she's just been hanging out there feeding and all this, and is quite large as a result of, you know, having access to that place. Probably year after year she goes there and visits. So I didn't want to move her too far, but I did want to, you know, get her out of the dance grounds and stuff, because over the next week they're going to be in ceremony. So I'm going to make myself available to them if they have any other snakes. I also provided them with a snake grabber and a little tutorial on the site, so that, you know, there's an old snake grabber, and I know they always need one. They've always got this problem. They were asking me, or they've been asking me, to come down and just do a whole survey of the site, look for snake dens, so that they know, you know, where to be careful. But I haven't had the time. I've been so busy. And we're going to talk about some of that busyness. But first, we're going to release this rattlesnake, and I noticed that we all did when we put her into the box, that she seems to have an injury. Don't know how she sustained that injury. It wasn't through me, but it might have been maybe one of the ground squirrels bit her, something like that. I looked in my glove box, searching for, I usually have a bottle of ointment there. I guess the other year someone had sent me a little bit of money and said, can you use this to buy antibiotic ointment for when you run into animals that just, you know, need a little bit of help. And so I had one, but I just searched my vehicle. I don't know, in the craziness of winter, I seem to have misplaced it, so I need to replace that and just start building an animal first aid kit in my vehicle in general. But yeah, she's got an injury, so I brought some tubes. I'm going to tube her. We're going to take a closer look at the injury, see if it's anything that I need to be concerned with, or if I can just let her go here. I think I can. I think it's not that bad, but we'll get a close-up view. This is a big snake. This is a fat rattlesnake. I have to use a bigger tube than, this was the tube that I used to use with Charlie. He's a good-sized snake. I'm going to have to up it a notch for this girl. Maybe I'll take her out first, set her down, and then tube her. I think that'll be easier than trying to tube her inside of the box. Oh, I see what's happening. Yeah, what it looks like to me is that she's just in the middle of a molt, and probably my grabbing her with the pinchers to pull her out of that hole did scrape some of her dead skin off. So we're going to get a close look at it if I can. She's being pretty guarded, but her eyes are still cloudy from molting, you know. Yeah, she's quite upset that I have her hold of her. There's some of the damage, but you can see scales underneath. So it's really just the dead skin coming off. Same with here at her tail. Little bit of blood on that one. So I was pulling her out of that. Not pulling too hard, but I guess maybe just a little hard, hey? But yeah, you can see she's just shedding. So the skin is ready to come right off. They were saying that she had just shed in one of their buildings. So unbeknownst to them, they have a second snake. This girl's actually too big even for this, I think, for this tube. Let's see. No, she'll go through. She'll go through maybe. Are you too tight? I want you to see her eyes. You know, if you can, but no, I think she's too big even for this tube. It's a big snaky poo. Wah. Big snaky poo. Getting a little venom in there too. All right, girl. Yeah, so we'll leave her alone. She's had enough trauma. Hit the road, and I'll give you a little bit more update on. This is not the only snake that I've dealt with the last few days, and I know some of you have been wondering where's the snake. So we'll go through some of those stories and some of the other things that have been happening, maybe on the drive home and throughout the afternoon here. I don't know if you can see that out my window. Just a classic teepee ring here on the prairie. I love anywhere where there's like native shortgrass prairie that hasn't been, you know, touched by agriculture. Anywhere you got that, there's just like the biodiversity is one thing, and then there's all this evidence of, you know, human beings living here a different way for many thousands of years. So I respect these grasslands areas. Anyway, starting my trip back toward town now. I've got some snacks that they gave me down at the camp. Some of the German ladies, my friend Flora, packed them in for me. And this is what did she get me? She got me a bunch of these things, but Swarm Bar. This is an insect-based protein bar. It's like 20% protein, and yeah, I don't know what kind of insects are in there. I'm assuming grasshoppers, locusts, and stuff, mealworms, what have you. But yeah, a lot of insect protein and some berry flavor or something, and she gave me a few different flavors to play with, so I'm gonna check these out and see see if they're terrible or if they're all right. In fact, let's just do that now. Just pause so that the camera doesn't fall over in the bumpy road. Stay there for a minute, camera. Gee whiz. All right, we got one of these suckers open. I'll give it a live try. Yep. Tastes like a typical kind of berry flavored protein bar. Nothing gross about it. So yeah, yesterday, I know people have been wondering, what about the rattlesnakes? Where's all your rattlesnakes? I'll put this down because I know some people are also like, this guy's gonna eat while he talks to us? That's so disgusting. Yeah, where's all the rattlesnakes? Well, the truth is I haven't had a whole lot of calls this year. It's been very slow. start to my season. Last week I did get 3 calls from the university. All of them involved snakes that were inside of the mechanical rooms in University Hall. And so one of them was a garter snake that I was just able to, like, you know, manipulate with my hand, obviously. But then I also had 2 rattlesnakes. One of them just kind of a 3-year-old or so. The other one just a new, like, first-year rattlesnake. All of them I moved back to the den site off the 6th floor patio, and then had some discussions with representatives of the university about how they might build something there, a little retainer fence maybe, to keep the snakes from getting over that vent. So hopefully this won't continue to be an issue at ULETH, having snakes drop into the building. But that was what was going on last week. And then beyond that, just yesterday I got 2 calls. Only the first one really produced a snake. It was just a rattlesnake, a good sized adult rattlesnake that was hanging out under kind of the ledge of their concrete step of one of the new residences. Or it's not even that new, but one of the residences of the canyons. And so pulled that snake out. I figured that it belonged to the South Riverstone den, so I brought it back down there for release. And that's been about all there's been going on for rattlesnake work. I wouldn't be surprised if I get a call or 2 today, especially because my day, like, I know I'm going to be on the go for most of it, and so usually if I'm busy, that's when I'll get snake calls. And I don't mind that either. It makes my day interesting. But I have had other things going on. We'll talk some about that. Skunks. There's been lots of skunk activity. In fact, it's almost 7 o'clock in the evening, and I'm with the crew here, and we've been running around setting up skunk traps, and right now we're on our way to Picture Butte to pick up a baby skunk. Yeah, it is the time of skunk families, you know, with the little babies running around in the yards and people getting all up in arms about it. So I've been getting lots of calls to set up traps, lots of calls to pick up skunks that are already in traps, like this one this evening, somebody's own trap, that kind of thing. Just skunks in general. We'll probably, after picking this one up, we'll probably bring it over to the safe house, see if we can link it with an adoptive mom, since that last skunk adoption turned out so well. We did have a couple of babies in the shed that escaped. We put a mother in there, she escaped. So we got to fix up that door issue where they're escaping, so we can affect some more adoptions. But yeah, we'll bring this one back there. We also have another skunk right now that's half paralyzed. I picked that one up with some kind of a spinal injury, and basically dragging her 2 back feet. She's got a little bit of muscle use of those legs, but not much. Something's pretty bad. But that one has been a survivor. She's still there. She's hanging in. She's eating. She's pooping. So it hasn't affected, you know, her system in that respect. However, she does not use her scent glands, so there's none of that stinky. In a way, it's a good situation for her because she's probably going to need some long-term underground human care kind of thing. But anyway, yeah, we're on our way to Picture Butte, and we're going to pick up a baby. Here's our little one. Going to go put this guy into storage, so to speak. See if we can catch his mama and siblings here. They got 2 traps set up at this lodge. This is a senior citizens long-term care center, basically, and they got a family living under one of their patios. Family of skunks. You guys see it? Ta-da! Baby skunk.
Can we pet it?
He might spray you and make you stinky, and he might bite you.
Did he spray you guys?
You see it, Reed? We're gonna go to the house and we'll see it. What do you think, Mr. Reed? Should we let him out?
Yeah.
Let him out of there? No, don't hold it because he'll spray you. He'll spray you with this smell. Gotta just put the door up and we'll let him out. Polly, back off. All right, Skunky, go on out. Go on out. Go on out. Go on out, hon. Go on out. There you go. There you go. Yeah, that's the skunk.
No, Polly.
Polly, leave her be.
No, Polly. Do you want to put her with her family?
She doesn't have a family.
Yeah.